Part 1, Introduction, Hook, and First Half of the News. In a rapidly escalating situation in the Middle East, the region is witnessing a renewed wave of military confrontations that have intensified geopolitical tensions. As the echoes of missile strikes and drone attacks reverberate across the landscape, the situation has drawn international attention to the volatile dynamics at play. Recent events have seen coordinated assaults on U.S. positions in Iraq and a broader offensive that has extended beyond Israeli borders, marking a significant shift in the scale and scope of regional conflicts. Sarah Alia Al-Dam of the Islamic Resistance of Iraq declared these strikes are part of an ongoing campaign to force the withdrawal of what we call occupation forces. This bold proclamation came on the heels of a series of 6 meticulously coordinated operations targeting American military installations within a mere 24-hour span. The attacks, marked by their precision and strategic execution, signal a dramatic escalation aimed at the U.S. military presence in the region. The Islamic Resistance of Iraq statement underscores a broader strategic vision that aligns with the objectives of the so-called Axis of Resistance, a coalition of groups opposing U.S. influence throughout the Middle East. According to local sources, the strikes involved the deployment of kamikaze drones, which successfully hit their intended targets in Erbil, a critical hub in the Iraqi Kurdistan region. Simultaneously, a U.S. military support base near Baghdad International Airport came under attack, further highlighting the widespread and coordinated nature of these operations. Footage from the scene shows the Islamic Resistance in Iraq launching an Al-Arab missile, further intensifying regional tensions. An unnamed Iraqi official confirmed the incident but refrained from providing additional details. As of now, there is no official word on casualties, leaving the true extent of the damage shrouded in uncertainty. The use of drone warfare, characterized by its speed, precision, and challenging countermeasures, has become increasingly prevalent, reflecting a shift in tactics that underscores the growing sophistication of these groups. The choice of drones as the weapon of choice in these operations highlights the evolving nature of modern warfare and the challenges it poses for traditional military defenses. As the situation unfolds, the question arises, are these attacks a prelude to a sustained campaign of pressure on U.S. forces, or do they herald the beginning of a wider regional escalation? Washington has yet to articulate a detailed response, but the emerging pattern suggests a shift in strategic calculations. In a parallel development, the Middle East has been rocked by one of the most intense missile barrages in recent memory as Iran launches a series of strikes that extend far beyond its traditional theater of operations. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, confirmed the initiation of Wave 91, a component of the rapidly escalating Operation True Promise 4. Heavy ballistic missiles and attack drones have targeted key objectives, with Israel's major urban centers, including Tel Aviv and Haifa, bearing the brunt of the offensive. Iran's claims of immediate and severe impact are underscored by reports of 5 million individuals seeking refuge in underground bunkers. Air raid sirens echo across cities as explosions intensify, creating an atmosphere of chaos and urgency. The situation on the ground is described as overwhelming, with emergency responders struggling to keep pace with the unfolding crisis. This conflict is no longer limited to Israeli territory. Iran has explicitly framed this as a coordinated regional offensive, with new fronts opening to dramatically expand the scope of the conflict. From the south, Yemen has entered the fray, with Ansar forces launching attacks on southern Israeli territories. Sensitive areas near Di and Mona have reportedly been targeted, escalating the situation further. Simultaneously, Hezbollah has joined the operation, executing a joint strike in Tel Aviv's Jaffa region. This marks a rare and perilous level of coordination as Iran, Hezbollah, and Yemen act in concert as a unified resistance front. Officials describe this alignment as the manifestation of a long-prepared and synchronized strategy. According to Israeli broadcaster Khan, the damage inflicted by these attacks is substantial. A powerful Iranian missile, armed with a heavy warhead, has struck critical locations, resulting in significant destruction. Strategic Israeli air bases, including Tel Nof and Ben Gurion Airport, have come under heavy attack, reflecting the severity of the ongoing conflict. Urban centers such as Tel Aviv, Haifa, Ashdod, Beersheba, and the Negev region have not been spared, with missiles and drones causing widespread damage and casualties. The conflict's reach extends beyond Israeli borders, as U.S. military assets across the region have also been targeted. This marks a significant broadening of the confrontation, with Iran claiming to have launched 4 Cutter missiles at a U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln. Although independent verification of the extent of damage is lacking, the implications of such an attack are profound. U.S. Bases in Kuwait, including Ahmad al-Jaber and Ali al-Salem, have reportedly taken direct hits, further illustrating the strategic importance of these installations. In Saudi Arabia, the Al-Kharj base has also been targeted, with Iran claiming that precision ballistic missiles caused heavy damage. This direct challenge to U.S. military presence underscores the heightened stakes of the conflict. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, has not been immune to the unfolding crisis. A reported strike targeted a gathering of U.S. flight engineers and pilots near a major American base. The attack allegedly resulted in the destruction of a critical radar system at Al Dhafra Air Base, a key component in regional defense capabilities. The loss of this early warning system raises serious concerns about vulnerability in the Gulf and the broader implications for regional stability. In a dramatic claim, Iran asserts that an advanced Israeli fighter jet was shot down in the Persian Gulf. According to the IRGC, the aircraft was targeted by naval air defenses and crashed into waters between Hangam and Kesham Islands. As of now, there is no independent verification of this claim, adding another layer of complexity to the unfolding situation. Meanwhile, the IRGC has made another significant assertion, claiming that dozens of Americans were either killed or injured in its Wave 90 strikes. The veracity of this claim remains unconfirmed, but it underscores the escalating rhetoric and the potential for further confrontation. As the situation continues to evolve, the Middle East finds itself at the epicenter of a dangerous geopolitical storm. The intersection of regional rivalries, military capabilities, and political agendas creates an environment fraught with uncertainty and potential for further escalation. The coming days will be critical in determining the trajectory of this conflict and the broader implications for regional and global security. Asterisk Part 2, detailed analysis, deep dive, and conclusion. Asterisk, as the Middle East becomes enveloped in a new wave of military confrontations, the scale and intensity of the conflict are raising alarm bells worldwide. The recent escalation has seen not just the targeted attacks on U.S. positions in Iraq, but a far-reaching offensive that extends beyond Israeli borders. This development marks a significant shift in the regional conflict dynamics, posing new geopolitical challenges. The Islamic Resistance of Iraq, a key player in this unfolding drama, has claimed responsibility for a series of precise operations aimed at American military installations. The group's spokesperson, asterisk S. R.A. Alia Al-Damit, reiterated the objective of these strikes, stating, "These strikes are part of an ongoing campaign to force the withdrawal of what we call occupation forces." This declaration underscores a broader anti-U.S. sentiment that is gaining traction among various factions in the region. Hash. The broader regional context, the current wave of strikes, is not occurring in isolation. It fits into a larger pattern of resistance against U.S. influence in the Middle East, often referred to as the axis of resistance. This coalition includes Iran, Hezbollah, and other groups that share a common goal of diminishing American and Western influence in the region. The recent attacks involving kamikaze drones and ballistic missiles underline the sophistication and strategic coordination among these groups. The use of drones in particular has transformed the nature of warfare in the region. Their precision and ability to evade traditional defense systems make them a formidable tool in modern conflicts. The attacks on Erbil and Baghdad International Airport demonstrate the effectiveness of this technology, which has become the weapon of choice for many non-state actors. Escalation beyond Iraq. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has launched what it describes as Operation True Promise 4, targeting Israeli urban centers with ballistic missiles and attack drones. These actions signify a major escalation, with Tel Aviv and Haifa facing direct threats. The involvement of Hezbollah and Ansar Allah Houthis from Yemen further expands the conflict scope, indicating a coordinated regional offensive against Israel. According to Iranian claims, millions in Israel have sought refuge in underground bunkers as air raid sirens blare across cities. This kind of widespread panic and disruption reflects the severe impact of the IRGC's offensive. The strategic targeting of Israeli air bases and urban end centers showcases the sophistication and range of Iran's missile capabilities. The U.S. and allied response remains cautious. The U.S. response to these developments remains cautious. While there is no detailed official comment yet, the attacks on U.S. military assets in Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE suggest a significant challenge to American military presence in the region. The reported targeting of the USS Abraham Lincoln and key bases like Ahmed al-Jaber and Ali al-Salem in Kuwait highlight the vulnerability of U.S. assets to precision strikes. Additionally, the strike on the early warning system at Al Dhafra Air Base in the UAE raises serious concerns about regional defense capabilities. The loss of such critical infrastructure could significantly impair the ability to detect and respond to aerial threats, further complicating the security landscape in the Gulf. Implications for regional stability. The involvement of multiple actors, each with its agenda and capabilities, creates a complex and volatile situation. The alignment of Iran, Hezbollah, and other groups into a unified resistance front signals a long-prepared strategy aimed at reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. For Israel, the immediate concern is the threat posed to its population centers and critical infrastructure. The coordinated attacks represent one of the most significant security challenges the country has faced in recent years. For the U.S., the challenge is twofold: ensuring the safety of its personnel and assets in the region while navigating the broader geopolitical implications of this conflict. Conclusion and future prospects. As tensions continue to rise, the potential for further escalation cannot be discounted. The use of advanced military technology, coupled with the strategic coordination among resistance groups, suggests that the Middle East is entering a new phase of conflict. The situation demands a careful response from all involved parties to prevent a full-scale regional war. Looking ahead, diplomatic efforts will be crucial in de-escalating tensions and finding a peaceful resolution to the conflict. However, given the entrenched positions and historical grievances, achieving a lasting peace will require significant compromise and negotiation. In the meantime, the international community must remain vigilant and engaged, supporting efforts to stabilize the region and protect civilian populations from the devastating effects of this ongoing conflict.